As you can see, no one is here except for us. And I can't hear you. I can only hear the silence of the electrons rattling around and my sound card, sending static into my ears. It's a bit annoying, but it helps with tinnitus.
Yeah, welcome to Fast Food Thursday. I don't fucking know where everyone is. This is I've it, not even the dumpling person is here. It's like it's the great big empty. Um, I the thing is, I don't do this for like you guys watching, right? I do this for the people who pay me to show up, right? For the $20 plus patrons. So I could just sort of like do nothing. Um, complete. I don't know. I purchased because it's like 50% off. I purchased like the Star Wars Outlaws game. I could read. I've been reading fucking Accession by Ian M. Banks. Might do that. Um, just read a book. And not like read it out loud. Just to be clear, I would just be staring at the screen and then looking at the book. So that's kind of what would be happening. um, fucking. Hello, my name is Burger Krieg, and I like what I'd give us 10 favorite types of soup. I don't know if I can list 10 types of soup. I like tomato soup. You know what? I hate asparagus, but there's like asparagus cream soup for some reason that fucks when it has like the right added components to it. Lentil soup, big fan of lentil soup, especially with some like nice vinegar. Fucking tom yum. I do love tom yum. Um, I don't know, it's like is like ramen fucking dashi. Is that a soup? Do you count that as soup? I would count that as
It's a
soup.
broth.
It's a broth. Ah, there we go. Finally, I'm no longer alone. Gee, I have to name more soups. I'm not a huge soup guy. Whenever I make a soup, French onion soup, whenever I make a soup, I find it very satisfying. But the thought of soup is not never very satisfying. I feel I need something to chew on. I do even drink. Those like red, like not. I don't buy Huel, but there's like various off-brand alternatives to it that sometimes I take. I still gotta
Mhm.
chew on something while I eat it. Um, when I don't have the time to cook anything. No, lentil soup
Yeah.
is not in fact solid because that's not what soup is. Um, what other soups do I
No,
like?
this is quite prescient actually,
Because you're making
because
soup dumplings.
we are making some dumplings today indeed.
That's pretty good.
I am still setting up because the kitchen wasn't free until like 3 seconds ago.
Pozole. What is pozole? Pozole. Pozole. Is yes, from the Nahuatl languages, specifically meaning cacahuatzintle is a variety of corn or so maize soup. Okay, it's a maize soup with.
Yeah, it was originally made with human meat. Sometimes.
Oh, that rules. That's a so like I you have to make it authentically, right? Basically.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
I mean, this looks nice. It looks like. I mean, I guess a soup with some nice and chunky in it is like the kind of stuff that I do like because I do
wait,
need a
hold
little
on a
bit of
second. I
bite.
forgot the Lafayette icon.
Yeah, I need to see La Folletta today. Pozole verde y pozole blanco. Pozole rojo. Well, it seems like a huge variety of dish almost. I might try it. Some of that shit. The green one looks disgusting, though. I'm gonna be real with you. Um,
I mean, it's Mexican food, so it's probably good.
yeah, I'm fucking. You know what I don't like? I don't like the soup that I used to eat as a kid, which is just like it was like vegetables in water,
Hmm.
and it was
Sounds
disgusting.
sounds like a substandard soup.
I hate chicken soup. I don't like it. I've never had a chicken soup where the chicken had a nice texture. Fuck that
I
shit.
think that sounds like a ski issue on the part of the chef.
Uh, I mean, I've had some good fuzz, but I guess that's also a pretty broad category of food rather than a
I mean,
particular soup.
fries is like a pretty specific dish. Like, though there are several like similar Vietnamese noodle soups. Like, pho.
Um,
Um,
I guess meth soup. I like meth soup.
I love meth
Yeah.
and I
I
love soup.
honestly I prefer the soup, meth soup. It's nice. You put in
Huh,
like the blue. If you put in the blue ones,
yeah.
the Heisenberg ones, they sort of you can see in the cooking process that the colors sort of vanish into the soup and then penetrate your mind. It's quite nice.
Right indeed.
Um,
Uh,
yeah.
okay, why is this not working now?
I make soups like sometimes I throw like some like I make a broth and throw some spices and some other shit in there and it's like this is now soup. Um, I had a Finnish fish soup a while ago that I quite liked.
Here we go. Is the one that's like salmon in like green broth?
I believe so, but I think I used a different fish. You know what
Hmm.
you know what I've been trying, what I've been eating? Fucking vegan smoked salmon.
Yeah, I saw you talk about that in the food channel.
Did I talk
So,
about that?
you mentioned this. You said that it wouldn't like carry a smoked salmon heavy dish, but it was like fine when it was an
Yeah.
accompaniment.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of the point, right? I think that it's like barely half the price of smoked salmon, and if you put it like, if you have a dish where you also put in smoked salmon, like on a sandwich, and there's like a lot of other things that you also put in there, it can really hit those like flavor notes very well.
Mm.
Um, but like if it was like on its own, it's like not that. I mean, it's
What's it
not
made of?
bad. It's just like just real salmon is better.
What's it made of?
Some rice protein. It says I don't know exactly what it's
Rice,
made of.
but
Yeah, it
rice
says rice
protein,
protein
right?
on the package. Let me go get it. I'll tell you what it is.
All right. Um, okay, what can I do? So, chat. Um, I'm. I guess I'm taking over the show. Welcome to Dumping Thursday. On Tuesdays, we are making soup dumplings. I
It says
yeah.
modified starch and rice protein.
That sounds kind of sexual.
I'm not a vegan cuisine expert, but
Hmm.
I'm really I think I'm gonna say some I I never like whenever a vegan comes at me and is like this is like just as good as the non-vegan variety of the thing. I not once has that been true, and I think that's why vegans become vegans religiously, because if they ever had proper food, they would immediately stop.
I mean, maybe you're just looking at it the wrong way. Maybe when they say it's better, it means like it's pretty close and causes less suffering in the world.
No, they mean better in terms of flavor and texture. I'm very particular about that. And it's never true. There are some things where I like vegan fish sticks a lot. I'm not a huge
Vegan
fish
fish?
sticks guy, but the vegan variety of fish sticks is objectively better because it tastes more like fish. I guess that's also why like vegan smoked salmon is pretty okay. Anything that isn't fish though, the vegan variety just isn't that good.
Hmm.
There's some like there's a few vegan nugget dishes that I really like. I think vegan like seitan and that kind of stuff really lends itself to doing nugget type deals. I quite like those. I mean, I'm a seitan fan in general. It's just the point is,
I mean, I have quite a vegan dish repertoire.
yeah,
Like, uh, I think the main problem with vegan cooking is that people often focus too much on like making meat alternatives. You know, like
yeah,
imitating meat instead of just like doing something else,
yeah.
like
Seitan is
mushrooms.
good at being seitan. It doesn't need to be meat, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, which is fine. I think it's quite funny that currently, Beyond Meat, the company, is
Mm,
having financial trouble. It's like about to go bankrupt. Basically, because it doesn't taste enough like meat for meat eaters, and it tastes too much like meat for vegans,
yeah.
which I think is pretty funny.
It's there's a lot of these companies are going bankrupt though because a huge amount of like a huge amount of them are like reliant on like seed money and like subsidies that went into this industry because everyone was like, oh, this is going to be a huge industry, and it was massively promoted, and now the market is sort of oversaturated with a lot of products that aren't really that good. um yeah, and I think that we kind of live in almost like a golden age of vegan products. And the problem that I think a lot of them had, like in the West at least, the problem that I think a lot of them had is that they were focused on like because they came from like this sort of investment wave. It was all about recruiting people into veganism as opposed to making good ingredients that just are vegan, right?
Hmm.
And so they
Yeah.
focus on like meat alternatives, and this is how you go like all no like the plant alternative to everything, and it's like there's a reason that those things that we don't use the plant alternative for those things is because those things are good, and it's actually pretty hard to compete with feta cheese.
The whole thing is that your stomach chemistry will affect like how you perceive food and what you actually want to eat and everything. And it's like rather than having a whole bunch of different options that taste like meat that are gonna really confuse that, just eat the good things that taste like plant.
Yeah, and I'm a big texture guy. I care about texture a lot, and there's a lot of great things that you can do with texture. And like that, this sort of wave of vegan food exploration has brought. I'm still not gonna do veganism. I'm not doing it, and it's also like this is sort of like my main point of contention with it is this that it's like just it's not that healthy.
Yeah, it's like as much as people like to say, oh, we can get our proteins from nuts and from beans and everything. You can, but they're not the same proteins.
Yeah.
We can.
I mean, proteins are not really the issue here. Like, it's mainly some vitamins, B12.
Yeah,
That that's
it's a
one thing.
number of things, like also sort of gut flora. It's especially if you have like I know I specifically I tried going like even vegetarian for a while, and my doctor was like, let me send you to a fucking dietitian about this.
Welcome to Hell, Tor.
I mean, it wasn't about the vegetarianism. It was about like me feeling sort of weak all the
Oh,
time, and the dietitian was like, "Do you eat meat?"
okay.
It was the first thing
Yeah.
that she asked, but it was like one of the first things, and I was like, "No, I skipped that recently." And there's like, "Yeah, well, there you fucking go." It's actually specifically like for ADHD people, the vegan diet is considered a very, very bad idea
Hmm.
because you need very readily accessible proteins, and those are just available in animal products. Like
Yeah,
not
I feel
even
like
nuts can really satisfy that kind of thing.
we're really learning the same lessons again and again and again, and it's kind of depressing. Like there's always a cycle where it's like, oh, we can specifically eat vegan if we have these micronutrients and these macronutrients, and we can affect this and everything. And then someone comes out and says it's much more healthy just to eat liver.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like this is it's such a I think like I actually think that the sort of the prevalence of veganism in our society currently is kind of a good thing. If only in that it like actually has created a number because like there is an overproduction, overconsumption of meat, right? That's like not even I don't think that's a particularly controversial thing to say.
Oh, totally.
I think like animal agriculture needs to be done differently. The profit incentive needs to be taken out
Talking
of it.
about veganism, and
But
here's
like,
a big fuck off slab of meat.
yeah, there is just a certain sort of ideological fervor around veganism that I don't think helps it. Because there's a lot of things that they believe that are just like untrue, or what they deceive themselves over. Like a lot of like a huge amount of vegans, they don't they just have diarrhea every day. That's just how they poop. Um, and it's like, no, this is normal. This is how people are supposed to poop. That's what people they will really like deceive themselves about like what the fucking deal is there. And like there's a reason why most people stop being vegan after like a year or two.
It kind of
It's
sucks.
not really good for you. Um yeah, but
Yes.
you know, it's still that being said, there's a lot of it. I think the prevalence of it has brought a lot of um, good shit to market, and it's I only wish that a lot of the activism power that was like put into recruiting people because they were like because like a bunch of food industry guys were thinking, oh, um, we can have like a market here that we can monopolize.
Yeah, that should
Was
definitely be redirected.
Yeah, that should have been redirected and like actually reforming. I have like a conspiracy theory that like the most obnoxious vegan voices have been amplified by the meat industry. So everyone will just think about that as opposed to the actual real necessary reforms that like the meat production needs
Yeah.
in order to remain like sustainable.
Like if we had half that just going towards, hey, maybe we shouldn't be a dick to the animals we have to like kill to eat.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I mean, not just that, but that is also obviously part of it, right? The way the animals are treated, um, factory
Yeah, like
farms, that kind of shit. It's just it's not good. It doesn't produce good meat. It doesn't produce healthy meat. It just produces sort of meat. Um,
yeah, even though like some people they taste like the cow that's been tortured for 5 days before finally slaughtered, and it gives it that tang. But
yeah,
I personally don't enjoy it.
yeah. I'm not a big fan of it. When I was edgier and younger, I was like, I
What?
need to taste the suffering of the animals, but I've grown and changed as a person.
I only need to taste the suffering when I eat people.
That's fair.
Hello, Seesaw, by the way. We've been talking about things.
You.
You know what we've been talking about because we've been here for a while now.
Asmongold fell through his ceiling while searching his attic for the source of a foul odor.
What?
Maybe the real foul odor was the friends we made along the way.
That's
No, it was not. It was Asmongold.
I'm thinking it's just that.
Going on an alt-right grift rots your very being.
I mean, to be fair, I think Asmongold was already rotten, literally speaking.
Didn't
I
he
feel
have
like
a
he's
phase
doing
where he was
well.
like improving as a human being and like cleaning shit up?
Yeah, for like a week, and in that week he was noticeably like spiritually cleaner as well.
Yeah, he was doing really well.
Yeah.
It's like Mr. Burns whenever he tries to be nice for a minute and then it starts to kill him.
The question
Yeah.
I have is like, this is what qualifies as a foul odor to this man?
So there's a
Breeze.
man who used a rotten rat as an alarm clock because the rays of the sun warming it up would make it stinky, which would wake him up from his sleep.
What?
Just
Yep,
like
let's
the
go.
ancestors.
This
I'm
is
trying
a
to stop.
real thing that he has talked about himself doing.
That
He
is
had a rat, a dead, rotting rat on his end table next to his bed.
And it somehow gets worse.
Wake up
this
from
is
the
the
odor
kind of shit
getting
that like an evil witch in the forest does.
and he would wake up with bleeding gums and wipe them off on his wall.
How?
If
What?
you wrote this, your
How?
publisher would be like, "You can't. This is fucking insane."
How
So
do
he
you even
keeps-
do you go like this on the wall? Do you do this?
Yeah, basically.
I mean, it sounds like a German fairy tale, like of the forest troll
It really
Who
does.
who lives in the
Even
forest
sounds
and
like a
bleeds.
fairy tale figure.
Yeah.
Asmongold. That's such a fairy tale guy. Asmongold who became too rich and neglected his life. And that the moral of the story is to like be a good guy even if you have like if you have a windfall.
This is like I mean, no, it's kind of in a sense it's worse than the J.K. Rowling mold thing because at least it's only mold in her fucking Scottish castle.
Yeah.
Well, with mold, it's like you kind
A
of have to like
previous
tear the whole
author.
thing down.
Eh,
He's the reason we know this. He keeps
And wait, what happened with
volunteering
that?
this information.
this is incredible.
Wait, no, I've been out of the loop. Hang on, let me, because I thought we were just like having fun on Asmongold. What happened with him?
He died.
Yeah.
He fell through a ceiling and then fell onto a
He did not
big pile of
die.
rats that ate him.
I don't.
That
I
would
don't think
be
he died.
good.
Finally.
Oh, funny.
The rats
They were
though.
waiting for
Wait, he had a dead end. What the
He
fuck?
fell through his
Yeah, but-
ceiling is like I think the moral of the story.
I feel like his walls in his house are like 50% drywall and 50% carcass.
Wait. So he smelled a dead animal, and to him, that was like hearing an alarm clock go off 24/7.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
That's why
that
he
would be very
investigated
annoying,
to-
actually.
To
Yeah.
find out where the noise is coming from.
Sometimes there's
looked at
like
some of
bits in
these
songs that
pictures.
sound a little bit like my alarm, and I get like really irritated by that. I guess, yeah.
My alarm is
I don't
Scarlet
know
music.
how old his house is, but he might have asbestos in his walls. This is like a huge hell. Like now that his walls are caving in full of dead animals, this might. I mean, aside from the dead animals the asbestos is like a huge health hazard.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think the asbestos is the worst health hazard
The thing
in
is, this man is
Asmongold's
a
house.
this man is a millionaire. Like
The
he could
asbestos might be
easily-
disinfecting some.
Yeah,
in
it
fact.
might be helping. Like
Yeah, well, no, it's like Bevan said. This dude's I mean, people complain about Hassan, being a rich boy. And yeah, I do agree with it. He's definitely a champagne socialist. But this dude is way more popular than Hassan is. He should be able to have, like, some good kicks. A good pet. Oh, yeah, the fucking...
Oh my
cross
god!
on the wall.
I just noticed the crucifix.
yeah, he's got it.
Yeah,
as a
the fucking
crucifix. This is one of the
crucifix
first
on the
things I
wall and a
noticed.
pile of books. You know he didn't read those books.
Keeping
Those are his
the
mother.
evil spirits
those are-
at bay.
Those are his mother's books.
Fucking hate that.
Oh, I love
That
the
looks more.
Cyber
That looks
Frog.
more like a. That looks more like a donut.
Oh yeah, fun fact. Ethan Klein is doing a fucking smear campaign against his son. And
Oh,
the
yeah, I
only
heard about
consequence
this.
from that smear campaign, as far as I could tell, is that people learned that he used to date a literal porn star.
Who, Hassan?
Yeah,
Who was he dating?
wait, I need to.
Oh yeah, I
Janet-
saw.
Janice Griffith.
Oh, I believe I've
Okay,
heard
good
this
for
name
him.
before. I may have
Yeah.
read it
Yeah,
in
I've-
some.
I've-
It's let me look her up. Maybe.
Ancient home.
Live on stream. I feel
I
like
mean,
there's
not
a-
on like
I
I
know
would.
people- I know
It's
people
like on the
made, like,
fucking
bad
With a lot of imagery of her. There's a website you can look it up at.
on. I'm not sure. I mean, I might have seen it before. I'm not sure that I have. Crazy though that So how is he doing?
I mean,
How is-
good for him.
How's that smearing the guy?
No.
Okay.
The smear is Hassan called the police to do a wellness check on his ex-girlfriend maliciously
Yeah.
or something. And people are like looking at it and then learning, wait, the girlfriend was Janice Griffith? Wait, I know that. I know that person.
I mean,
By
I've
the way,
never
has
heard that name
apparently
before.
Explicitly, yeah, has by the way explicitly said that she wants people not to talk about this, and not to like use her as ammunition against Hassan, and that they are good now, Hassan and her. But Ethan Klein doesn't care. Man, I watched the Ethan versus Hassan debate, and it's fucking insane. Ethan has lost his mind, dude.
I watched the.
Hassan
content
goes
talk.
in there. Yeah. Okay, so you watched the content call.
Yeah, I
That's
watched.
great
I
because
just I knew that there
Yeah,
was like
I
something
watched the
going on with
content cop.
Ethan, and then
Yeah.
I watched the content cop, and I was like, why?
here's the thing, right?
Are any of
Hassan
these people...
goes into the debate and he goes like, "Oh yeah, Ethan, how do you define what was it? It was like
What?
anti-Semitism, I think. How do you define anti-Semitism or something of the sort? Like very down to earth about the issues, trying to confront Ethan's beliefs as relates to the Gaza conflict.
Because the first thing you
And-
have to do is like to establish
And
what the
Ethan says, like, how did you have fun doing Fortnite dances for the content corp? And that's like basically the entire. That's a vertical slice of the debate. Is Hassan tries to talk about serious shit, important stuff, and Ethan is like, "Why is there a swastika on the sword that you used to promote Assassin's Creed's whatever Shadows?" And the answer is because it's a Japanese game.
It's a
Yeah,
Buddhist symbol.
It's a game set in Japan. They have
He
Buddhist shrines
spends
all over
like,
the place.
I feel like if you did a supercut of the debate, which I think was like 5 or 6 hours or some shit,
What?
there is a solid 45 minutes, I'm gonna say, just of Ethan talking about the fucking sword.
See, so initially when I heard about this, because I knew like Ethan and Hassan had a falling out, and I was like, okay, that happens, the shit like that happens. Then I heard about Ethan doing like the content nuke against Hassan, and then iDubbbz did the content cop, and of course I watched the content cop because I'm a fan of Ethan. I'm a
It's the
fan of
fucking
iDubbbz.
return of content cop, right?
Yeah, yeah, of
After
course. I'm
10
gonna watch
years.
that, and I saw like, oh, he brought on Hassan and Frogan, and I don't really know these people, but I'm like, all right, I'll listen, and then it's just like, god damn, I
In the
feel
vein of
bad
the
for Ethan. Honestly, I feel bad for him.
supercut comment, if you did a supercut of Ethan trying to confront Hassan about videos other people made, like videos Hassan didn't make, such as the content cop or Brogan making a tier list of people who get to say Habibi or whatever the fuck, I feel like you could
Imagine that
fill
list.
2 hours.
Oh yeah, that Habibi thing was just like a fucking Twitch. That was like a fun time. That was like a comedy hour. It wasn't even like serious. Because it was like, wasn't the Habibi thing that Frogan did like? Yeah, that was just. Why the fuck he?
The
Whatever.
bottom tier on the tier list was called Loves Sabra, which is this hummus brand that is
Yeah, I
like
had to
Yeah,
look
yeah,
up
we
what
have
that
not real
Sabra.
hummus,
was.
right? But it's
No,
apparently
they sell
also
Sabra.
a term for a Jew who is born in Israel. And so there's a lot of conspiracy theories of them actually meaning the other thing.
Okay, that's a pretty good.
It's just I.
Calling a Jew born in Israel Sabra is pretty good. It's like calling it's like calling somebody born in Germany like a fucking sauerkraut or something.
No, apparently it's the other way around. Apparently the brand is named after the Jew that's born in Israel, I think.
It's just
I think that's
all
the other
this
way around.
shit is so tiresome.
Yeah.
That's honestly how I feel. Like after the content cop, I was like, okay, Ethan.
I was
has a lot of
exhausted
problems.
after seeing that content cop.
Yeah,
I
I
was
was like, okay,
disheartened.
Ethan has a ton of problems he needs to work through, but he's not going to work through it because he has surrounded himself with enablers who want him to continue this because it makes money. That's what it boils down to. It makes fucking money. So he's not going to get the help he needs. He's not going to get the perspective he needs because he's so. And I'm not talking about Gila, though. I mean, well, I'm not. Yeah, I'm talking about the people who work for him because they know they make this shit makes money for him.
I don't know, man. It's all so fucking tiresome. It's all just so banal.
Well, and I saw.
It's so like, who gives a fuck about the private beef that these people have? These are the same people who like fucking 10 years ago were going on about like how pointless all the drama content was. And now
Well,
this is just what's happening.
Apparently, people have such a hate boner for this Frogan person because she like she did the Habibi like tier list, but she also said like fuck U.S. veterans and fuck
I think
all
she
the.
said off healer, I hope you get PTSD. Or something
Well, no,
like that.
I heard something. I heard that's pretty good, but I also heard like all the troops who participated in like the Iraq War and Afghanistan is like fuck those guys. You know, I hope they get PTSD, and it's like that's a really shitty thing to say. I'm a veteran myself. I fought in those wars. And that's a really shitty. But she has the right to say that. I'm assuming she lives in America, therefore she has the right to say it. If anything, my service supported her right to say those things. Yeah, I don't like that she said those things, but you know what? I've heard people on all sides say horrible things that I don't agree with, but they have the right to fucking say that. You know? It's just like, calm the fuck down. Chill out.
I don't know.
And to be honest, it's like we did, you know,
it's
maybe
so
I
petty
didn't
and
do it
stupid.
directly. Maybe I didn't do it directly, but terrible things happened. So just
It's all
chill
just
out.
so petty and stupid, and
Yeah.
I struggle with caring about it.
Well, that's probably why I haven't watched the debate or even put it on in the background because I've seen clips from it, and it seems like
I
this
gotta say,
isn't.
it was very good stuff to have playing while at the gym.
Oh, I'm sure. Like he got some
Some of that got the
testosterone
blood
anger.
pressure going, man.
I imagine so. Like, there's this one clip where Hassan brought up the right to rape protests, which was super fucked up
The
to happen in
what
Israel.
protest?
The right
The
to
the
rape protest.
protest, there was a protest against the Israeli government because they were trying to stop the IDF from raping prisoners of war. And Israeli people went like, this is government overreach.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
it really
in
caught
simplified terms.
and it really caught like Ethan off guard. I guess Ethan's Tourette's kicked up, and
Dude, his
I
Tourette was fucking tweaking out that debate. Which, I mean, I realize that you can't really say that so simply, but it feels like just the emotional turmoil he was in was really making it act up.
yeah, and I believe it's not Hassan to blame, and I don't even think it's Hila to blame. I think it's his fucking his staff. Because they want him to freak out. They want him to tweak out. They want him to be controversial because it gets more views, it gets more attention, and they make more money. I mean, this
Apparently,
is me.
Ethan had to get this was in the content cop, but I didn't quite understand it. Apparently, Ethan had to get a button that cuts off his audio so he can
Yeah, there's a
go on his
7 second.
tirades and then go back or whatever.
Yeah, there's
I
a.
don't
It's
understand how that button works.
I don't understand how it works.
I'm
Well,
sorry. I'm still caught up on the right to rape thing.
oh, jeez.
this
you
is-
didn't-
I just-
I'm,
you
I'm
can
kind
say,
of glad
like-
you didn't hear about.
This is some
Yeah.
Israel?
genuine Tätervolk bullshit.
No,
This
no,
is-
like when you take in the contents of right to rape protests, and people talking about Israel being an apartheid state or even a fascist state, when you have shit like that happening, it really lends a lot of evidence to it.
I've thought about watching the Louis Theroux documentary, and it's just I've not been able to bring myself to do it. And because, like, as with many things these days, I can't stand the cruelty.
No,
I
I
just
understand.
seeing
I
into
understand.
people's souls and seeing just nothing there but blackness. like the horror of their just this void of
You're talking about
hatred.
the documentary The Settlers, right?
Yeah. I've seen
Yeah,
I've seen some clips of it, and it's just, and it's so like the
no, I've
insane thing
watched it.
about
It's-
all of this
yeah,
is that it's every single thing about it is completely unnecessary. It's all
I watched the
completely
documentary.
unnecessary.
And I really fucking hate to say this. This sounds so fucking scummy. This sounds so fucking horrible. I've seen clan members have more empathy than the people they talk to, the settlers they talk to. The settlers don't even they don't even see Palestinians as humans. They just see them as roadblocks, as detritus.
Real
in the
quick
way.
though, I know we're in a very sort of dour mood right now, but this does remind me of one of the best jokes that I ever did,
Oh my god.
which
Fucking hell.
it was I don't even remember, but the thing that I said was like the settlers of Golan. That was the joke. It was a part of some sort of like Israel discussion.
The worst thing I mean, and this might be my American centric view. A lot of the settlers are from the United States,
Yeah.
and they are some of the most heartless, cold, unempathetic people. It's like, what fucking hole, what fucking crack in Satan's asshole did you crawl out of to come from the United States to Israel and just say like, oh yeah, those things aren't human. No, I can take their land. They're not people.
Just real quick, are we
Shout out
are we
to when in
doing a dumpling thing?
2018.
Do you need the dumpling stage? Is that
Oh yeah, I just forgot to rest the dough, so it's doing that right now. It won't take long. It's not. It didn't work
Okay.
that much.
okay?
I just like that.
Shout out to in 2018 when we did the first server wide Eurovision watch along. And Burger hated the Israeli song that won so much that he said he would join Hamas over the song.
Yeah, and you know what? I've kept my promise.
You know, I used to be a big hater of Hamas and Hezbollah, and I'm like,
They're still
now
they're terrorist organizations who oppress their people.
Oh, no,
there's-
they're absolutely
they have
horrible
very little in
organizations.
the way of redeeming qualities.
There's
I
no
mean, the
good
only-
person in this.
I mean, the only group that might have a smidgen of like any legitimacy is maybe not the Houthis, but the Yemenis government, maybe, and that's because Israel has directly attacked Yemeni territory, and also Yemen's getting also butt fucked by Saudi Arabia as well, so they're really on the back foot.
I mean, haven't the Houthi rebels like stopped 30% of global trade?
I think so. Maybe.
I feel like
I
this
don't
is
know,
something that under a previous administration would have actually created some sort of response, but I don't think the Trump administration possesses the ability to coordinate any sort of counter to that.
I mean, I do follow. There's like this one. I forgot which of the Gerald R. Ford carriers he's commanding, but I do follow a carrier commander on Twitter, and like he does post a lot about being in the Red Sea, but most of his posts are like, "Hey, we had ice cream day on the carrier. We had 30 flavors of ice cream in the mess hall." And like, hey, we had 4 birthdays today, and like, it was all like just fluff. Well, and the thing is like, before Trump became president, like when Biden was president, he was talking about like, oh yeah, we've been really giving it to the Houthis. Oh, the Houthis thought they could attack my carrier. No, they didn't. Here's video of our countermeasures, and here's us launching a counterattack. And then after Trump became president, it was all like, "Hey, we made cookies today. Hey, it's ice cream day," and just all dumb shit like that.
Now, just to play devil's advocate a little bit, a lot of that has to be OPSEC. Like someone had to have told him, "Hey, shut the fuck up. Don't talk about what we're doing in the
Oh,
Red Sea."
probably, yeah, probably, but like. No, I understand that. I've been when I was in the Air Force, and
God.
I got access to a computer. I was told it's like, hey, chill out.
Yo,
Yo,
you're in the Air
chill
Force?
out. Yeah, I was in U.S. Air Force Special Operations in
India
Carmel
has
Field,
fired
Florida.
missiles on Pakistan.
That war's
Right
gonna
now?
happen.
Yes.
That war's gonna fucking happen.
That's like literally 5 minutes ago. Well, 15 minutes ago.
I think.
Did you see my crash out over the Rock video not being AI?
What?
I wanted to ask you guys. I asked a couple people locally, and they're dubious of the accusation.
What is
But
AI?
Someone posted a video of The Rock going, "It's time for India versus Pakistan," and he's like posed in a very still manner and doesn't move properly. And so I assumed it was AI, and then I looked into it, and he just said this while promoting Black Adam.
How Black
no,
Adam,
this
the
is the-
Cumtown character?
No, Black
Yes.
Adam, the comic book character,
When the greatest
Hang on,
Yes.
hang on.
on the movie that he made of that.
rivals collide.
See, the scary thing about India versus Pakistan is that they do have like the special phones. Yeah, they do. They do have mitigating technology. The infrastructure and network put in to keep the nukes from being launched. But as far as conventional warfare, it's anything goes. Whereas with China versus India, they have like a rule put in place where it's like, yeah, when we go out to fight, we're not using any kind of like modern weapons. We're just gonna go, if a fight breaks out, it's gonna be like with sticks and
The
fists.
swords.
Hang on, let's
Yeah.
go to the dumpling situation real
It's
quick.
nothing's happening. I just had leftover dough and I made some flatbread, and it's actually really tasty.
Okay, that's
No,
that's good. That's the
That's our
two
fucking
important things that we have to
dumpling
think about right now.
correspondent.
Yeah.
The dumpling
But actually,
correspondent. The thing that I am actually a little worried about is if there is a scenario, there is a timeline where they do use nuclear weapons in this war,
yeah.
and it doesn't escalate. Like, it doesn't become a nuclear war that destroys the world. And
don't think it
then
will.
now,
I don't
and
think
then
it will.
now, nuclear weapons become to an extent more legitimized as a means of conducting warfare.
Yeah, like, oh, we can use these and it won't kill everyone.
Yeah, that's gonna be like because the reason nobody uses nukes is like in objective terms because like if you use the idea that because you use a nuke, everyone will use nukes and it will destroy the world. And if they sort of demonstrate that that doesn't necessarily happen, done. It's done.
Okay. A counter to that is that when it comes to, I don't know if we have the same. I don't think we have the same deal with China, but with Russia and the United States, and I think also the UK, we have MAD, mutually assured destruction.
That really doesn't matter. I really think that whole thing sort of relies on us, and also a lot of the peace we have in the world relies on this
This,
idea.
by the way. Yeah, actually, that next thing. Look at this, though.
Yeah,
Eat them, eat them, eat them, eat them, eat them, eat
it's
them.
nice.
No,
It's
don't eat
raw,
them
though.
raw. You're gonna get diseases if you eat them
No,
raw.
no, no. It's
Yeah,
worth it.
I will eat it eventually.
And with
Like,
this, we might know, like, we might the doctrine of mutually assured destruction might be discredited.
It might be. I don't doubt it. A question I want to ask you guys, because it's a real kind of a it's a conspiracy theory, but there might be some evidence for it that Israel has used tactical nukes in Gaza and in Yemen.
I feel like
I
know
so
about this.
I heavily don't think
What?
that's the case.
Okay,
I feel
I
like
was
we would
thinking,
have detected this.
Yeah, I mean that's
Well,
not a
apparently-
difficult thing to detect.
Yeah, well, people are claiming that one bombing run Israel did in Gaza was a large explosion, and that in the months afterwards, radiation levels were higher in that area. But it's like, how did you detect that? Were there Geiger counters, functional Geiger counters, in that area of Gaza to confirm that? And
So
what
there's
is the fallout?
So there's something that's called a sound channel that you can find if you go about 1,000 feet under the water, and that's typically where a lot of submarines will sit because sound waves will be compressed by the pressure below and above to go further. You'll find a sister sound channel, I think 144,000 feet into the air, where you'll typically that's part of why the Roswell thing was such an incident because we actually had uh, weather balloons that were detecting, trying to triangulate where nuclear test sites were.
Yeah.
In that instance, I feel like we have enough data to detect. Oh, yeah, that was definitely a nuclear explosion. That's why I
Yeah,
think
that
That's
would have
what I
been.
was
It
thinking
would have
as
been
well.
possible
That-
to detect that sort of thing. Like this would be known if this had happened.
Yeah, and I imagine like actual like proper nations like Iran or Russia or Syria or even Jordan, if they detected a nuclear weapon, explosion, would have said something about it.
Yeah,
So far, this
I
is
feel like
only
that's just a
conspiracy
complete
theory
conspiracy
on.
theory, and it's not really worth discussing.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. I also want to mention on the back end of that, I learned that when they do open pit mining, like in the United States or anywhere in the world, they have to when they do detonations, to like loosen up the soil, the rocks to make it easier to mine. They have to stagger the explosions because if they just blew it up all at once, it could be detected as a nuclear explosion. So they have to stagger the explosions. So when it's detected, it's like, oh, this was not a nuclear explosion.
I'm- oh my god, I'm so sorry for laughing at this point, but I just saw on Twitter apparently some celebrity wore a outfit to the Met Gala
Oh,
that
that thing.
included
A piano?
visible panties.
Oh, okay, that's not the one I was
Oh,
thinking
okay.
of.
And
Yeah.
Rosa Parks' face was on the panties.
Excuse me, what? Can you what?
This is so
What the
Please
fuck?
post this.
No,
funny,
you got
dude.
Post.
no, Sitar, you got what? What?
Okay,
Look
this
at
is
look at
zoomed
the
out.
second one.
pussy power.
Like right on her ass. You gotta look right on
Is
her
that
ass.
Rosa Parks? Oh my
Apparently
god.
so.
Right in the fucking crack.
I
That's
thought the
so
fucking
fucking
the
funny.
guy with the sort of Tatar outfit was baller, but this is
Well, that's what do you do when your girl brings out the civil rights leader
that's
lingerie?
powerful. I approve of this.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yes, I am for civil rights. Yes, ma'am.
Why Rosa Parks gotta hang out by the pussy stank, man?
It's
I'm wondering who the other people are. Who are the other people?
I mean, a lot of people
I
go
mean,
to the
just
Met Gala.
bystanders in it. Apparently,
Yeah,
this
maybe.
person is Wait, is Lisa from Blackpink's. I don't know
I've
what any of
never
that
heard
means.
of any of
never-
these things.
Fucking K-pop idol!
What?
Yeah, the only person I've heard from this gala is Andre, and he wore a piano. You know, he's the
So
only
this person
guy.
is not even American? This is just
No.
a Korean person wearing Rosa.
That makes it better.
Yeah,
That's
that
so
makes it.
funny.
Oh my God.
I love.
Okay,
love
so
when-
there's Met Gala photos. George Lucas and his wife.
Oh, damn. God damn.
Okay. What is the? I mean, it's. I love this, but what the fuck is it?
Oh,
She
it's so
looks.
nice
She
to
looks
see.
like it. She looks like an Imperial commander.
Fucking.
I.
I mean, he wrote
I'm
an
not.
entire
I'm
wiki
not
video.
sure if this is. This might not be. I can't tell, but there's something about his eyes that makes Tom Hardy's not look real.
Wait, Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
No, but
Tom
the rest
Hardy
of
is
it
not a
looks
real person anyways.
well enough done so that I think this is
Oh.
real. There was one that I've been seeing all day
I
that was
fuck
just
this.
absolutely fantastic. I
I
mean,
mean, him
there's
wearing the do rag.
fucking. I mean, he is in like so many things where he's just like in the background. There's like there's a
Yeah.
whole industry of trying to find things where George Lucas is just in the background.
Apparently, Sabrina Carpenter showed up looking like a fucking Looney Tunes character.
Hell yeah.
The upload
Yeah,
is pretty
I saw the
What
Met Gala
the
was pretty wild.
fuck?
I've been seeing this one.
I do
all day.
know that Andre 3000's piano outfit. Oh,
Megan the Stallion is showing up with the smallest bra known to man
That is
for
crazy.
some reason.
That is crazy.
that is
What?
nuts.
Fuck.
No.
That has to be crazy uncomfortable.
Yeah. I've seen there it is. I've seen this picture a million times today, and I had to scroll a lot to find it. But this,
Huh.
this I saw. You know what? I'm a big fan of this sort of thing. I'm a huge fan of I mean, obviously, like all the women are wearing cool and interesting outfits, and I think some of them are also like the Sabrina Carpenter one, and like George Lucas's wife one. They're sort of maybe outfits that aren't traditionally female coded. Well, aside from the Sabrina Carpenter having this situation going on.
Okay.
But it's like, I like that, and I also like that at the same time the guys are going in with experimenting,
Just
but not just wearing
enthusiasm.
tuxedos. I
Yeah.
really like that kind of shit.
Okay, I saw
He looks
a
like
caption-
he's stepped off the set of Valerian 2.
Honestly.
Okay, I saw a caption for this picture you posted, Burger, and it was like, the Genoan merchant. Boy, I can't wait to have this fun trip where I get to trade spices and materials and not get sold into slavery. The sneaky Crimean Khan, however. And it's just this picture.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. This reminds me of that fucking King Charles Dune pig.
With that painting of him that was just blood
No,
red.
that painting of
No,
him was
it
really
is so-
cool, but
That painting was fucking awesome. I don't care.
There
what
is a
people think.
second photo attached to the Asmongold ceiling situation.
hang on, let me.
Okay,
this,
took the
this
day
one,
off to find some dead.
This one, like, the party shot emperor accepts the Trade Federation's loyalty or some shit, right? I really love this pic.
Oh, this
Potter
has some
shot in
energy.
fucking
This has
galaxy.
energy to it.
But this is like from years ago. This.
Yeah. The second photo, man. All this fucking detritus.
Do you think this will ever get cleaned up, or will he just learn to step over it?
I think his house is gonna get condemned. I think
I hope for his sake that it does.
no,
thing
no,
about him is that
yeah.
I don't know if someone were to like dox him and then sends like health and services over, I don't know if that would like be a prank or if it would be like we have to get this man some help.
I honestly
Yeah.
think that like Asmongold, despite how shitty of a person he is and how shitty his takes are, I do think he is a very mentally
Unwell.
uh unwell. But you know how like some people, and even I have this problem where you get into like a depression cycle where you just like you just let like your home or apartment just go to shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it
Yeah.
happens. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing to happen to a person.
Yeah, and it's like really the only way to fix that is to have, because you get into that cycle where it's like your apartment or house goes to the shit, it gets really messy and everything, and it's like, oh, if it's so much work to try to clean it, fuck this, and then it just gets dirtier and dirtier and dirtier, and your will to clean it up just vanishes.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what he's in right now. I mean, he's got dead animals in his fucking walls. He's got a blood wall where like
Yeah, we
Now,
talked about the
no,
blood
no,
one
the blood.
earlier.
Yeah.
he like literally like cockroach, like while he's on stream, cockroaches are like sitting on his shoulder like the little
Yeah.
angel and devil. You know, and you look at a picture of his streaming room, it's like it's full of DoorDash and cups from fast food places. It's like I've seen trans girls with cleaner apartments than that.
Shit.
Though the
That's
though with
crazy.
with the trans girls, it's also there's like 700 pill bottles everywhere.
I have to say, I say that, but like,
Yeah, no, you're not that bad. You're
But
doing
you have a part of your kitchen that looks like good and clean, and that's the one you work in.
yeah, that's the important thing.
I got fucking
You have a very orderly kitchen in that you have one corner where you store the dirt.
yeah, the other corner. And also,
and
if I
some
were to
people
show,
put
like,
walls around
the
that and
place
call it a trash can.
the place between the cutting board and the camera, like
It's an
angle,
open
like,
concept.
not
planned
good
it
either.
out.
No,
Yeah.
that's
I
my
also want to
kitchen
mention
too. I honestly,
I love the jug of oil just on the ground.
I actually,
Oh, yeah.
I discovered something, and this is gonna make me sound like an idiot. But I discovered last Thursday actually, that there is such a thing as a washer, like a dishwasher, that you don't need to connect up to the water. You just pour water into like a receptacle, and it
Really?
does the dishes, and all it needs is electricity. And I didn't,
Well, and they-
and I
and- well, you
didn't,
have to drain
I
out the
had
water.
not known this. It drains out into like a different container, then you empty that.
Yeah,
And
it's
I-
good for like apartment living.
I had not known this, and within 5 minutes of learning it, I had ordered one.
I thought about ordering one.
I
'cause I live in
absolutely
a studio.
despise doing dishes. It is the worst thing in my household, and it's really bad because my kitchen is so tiny. It's honestly, it's baffling to me how little space I operate in that kitchen.
Yeah.
It's not dishwashing for me, it's doing laundry because I live on the top floor of my apartment building and the laundry room's down the basement. So I have to like go down, not like I live in a 3-story apartment building, but the basement's like the bottom 4th story. So I have to go all the way down and back up, and I'm honestly thinking about getting a washer just for my apartment.
See, I don't mind. Well, I don't mind. I did laundry today. I like doing laundry. I just go to the laundry room and I put the thing in. I set the machine to do its thing, and it does its thing, and then I come back after like an hour.
Yeah,
or
but
two.
I hate going. My laundry room is so far away.
Yeah, I mean, my laundry room is like maybe I gotta walk across the yard. I don't have to go
I'd so
up and
much
down the
rather do
stairs very
that.
much.
Oh, by
But
the
no,
way,
I've been looking at laundry. I've been looking at washing machines on Amazon. They have I mean, they don't call it this, but they're basically like Japanese style washing machines where you just basically keep them in your bathtub, and when you want to do laundry, you just hook them up to the faucet and to the drain, and you just do your
Didn't
laundry.
know that
And we
that
don't use
exists either.
yeah, and then when you're done using it, you just put it to the side, and you can just bathe and shower as you will.
God damn! Holy shit, that's an outfit.
Wow.
Oh,
She-
damn! I love that.
Wow, she's got some shoulders.
This
and
is a One Piece
a
character.
cape. Yeah, this
This is literally a One Piece
It's
character.
a
This is like
whole ass
cosplay.
JoJo character
I
design.
love this. This
yeah, I
is
was about to say
fantastic.
like a JoJo or like a 40K Rogue Trader.
This is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, totally, totally.
Yeah.
were you not talking about me?
Oh no, we're talking
Yeah.
about a Rogue
Yeah.
Trader holding
Lafayette
a.
apron.
No, we are talking about you.
Yeah, we are
Oh,
talking
thank you.
about you.
Well,
Yeah,
also,
Anyway, 3 minutes for the dumplings.
anyway, you eating the dumplings?
No, 2 minutes.
Anyway, tomorrow the washing machine, the dishwasher arrives, and so the secondary thing that happens tomorrow, the second most important thing tomorrow, is that the papal conclave is starting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
They're
relevant.
choosing a new guy.
Yeah, new
see,
guy.
Sitor, I am ordained. That is legally binding.
What?
Ordained like
Yeah, I'm a
by
minister.
which
That's,
institution?
I now pronounce you husband.
Oh
and wife.
wait! Are you ordained on that one church? Because I think I'm ordained as well.
Yeah, the one that just lets you marry people.
You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
Kamala Harris is not stunning at the Met Gala. This is maybe 20 years ago this outfit would have stunned at the Met Gala.
Mm.
Yeah. She
It looks like she's in
pregnant.
mourning.
I
Yeah,
was about
but
to say,
not
she
all the
looks-
way though, and
Oh, yeah, I
not
know.
fully in
Yeah.
mourning, just mostly.
I mean, this is what she's
There's
wearing.
a
when
ray
Biden-
of hope. What's the type of shit she was saying? Like the ray of hope on the sky that gleams brightest before the dawn, or whatever the fuck. That's
Are they
the
still
white
doing the
house.
whole thing?
I was about to say, this is what
The
she's
American
wearing to
British-
Biden's funeral.
She's 80%
Apparently,
sad
India
that
is
Biden
saying
died.
that the Indian Defense Ministry is calling the strike sites in Pakistan terrorist infrastructure.
Huh?
So
Terrorist infrastructure of who?
they have foregone like a formal declaration of war or anything of the sort.
It feels like something you should talk to them about.
Yeah. Oh, it's Lex.
What's that?
How did you get in here?
I married them.
Powerful.
What did you-
Literally upped the Patreon pledge live, I hear.
Powerful. We only have like 22 minutes of the pod left.
Just in time for dumplings.
That's very true.
Almost. 1 moment now.
I'm wondering what the Pentagon's doing right now. What are the pizza orders looking like at the Pentagon?
I feel
Feels
like
such a
couldn't they
funny thing
just
to say.
go to the local Taco Bell? Like, can't they just go? They don't need
No.
to order pizza to the Pentagon.
Well, I mean, it's
Apparently, the pizza thing only happened one time, actually.
Yeah, it's not a real
Yeah.
thing.
yeah, it's not a real thing, sadly. Though I am
I wish-
curious what the Pentagon's doing.
I wish my command just like gave me pizza whenever we're doing shit, but no, I had to stand on watch for 48 hours.
Oh, we only got like the worst days
Huh?
were like oh hey, we got food from the mess hall, but it's been sitting for like 2 hours, and we finally remembered to bring it out to you. So enjoy adjusting the prop control while eating a cold, spicy chicken sandwich.
Thing is, I was on Firewatch in the armed force that has drinking in its fight song, and my relief like got arrested for alcohol related incident, and then his relief got arrested for alcohol related incident, and then his relief got arrested for an alcohol related incident.
Oh, when we were
Friedrich Merz
deployed,
actually got elected chancellor
Yeah, but only on the
today.
second go through, which
Did
isn't
that ever happened
that has
before?
never happened before in the history of the Republic.
I hope
Yeah.
he's fucking embarrassed, man.
That has
Yeah.
literally not happened even a single time. Yeah, okay, your stream is like kind of dead, Alex. I can't like see you.
yeah, you're not moving anymore.
I suspect Alex probably switched active app or whatever.
Yeah.
Discord on mobile
Uh,
gets fucky
It would be
about that.
very funny if she did the whole thing and then failed to start camera.
But when I was in when we were deployed out to Uzbekistan, we were on an army controlled base, and of course, General Order Number 1, which was really enforced on the base, included no alcohol. But since we were in the Air Force, we were allowed to have alcohol. But we couldn't get alcohol. Like, even though we could like literally walk over, we could like leave the base and go into town and just buy vodka and shit. We couldn't bring it back or anything. What we ended up doing was a couple times a week, a private contractor plane would fly into the base, and we would bribe their crew chief to purchase alcohol for us, and we'd sneak it into like our shops because the army wasn't allowed to inspect those,
You're
and
working now?
we would just get fucking
Yes.
hammered.
Okay.
You had more fun than me. Let's see the dumplings.
Soup dumpling.
Let's see if there's any soup left. Obviously, it's already soaked into the dough. Oh, there it is.
Are you in pain?
Oh my god.
Nice.
We have it with some vinegar. That's Chinese black vinegar.
That looks fantastic.
And
What
it
does
should
the
be like
race
more.
have to do with
It should be
anything?
more of a bowl, but I guess I'm just drinking from a plate. And now let me.
Wait, she said
Mm.
vinegar, and you tried to make it a race thing, Seator?
She said black vinegar.
Chinese and black. It's both things.
Damn.
And I was asking what the race has to do with
Fusion
anything.
cuisine, am I right? Hey.
Very. Yeah. This is great, to be honest. Like, I mean, I did have high hopes for this one, and those hopes were indeed met.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm looking at the
Oh, that
inside.
looks wonderful.
Scrumptious.
Indeed scrumptious. I love to do that thing where you like dice the fat and add it separately instead of just mincing it all together, and therefore you get it sort of melts. You know, you get those two pockets, and it's soupy. There's soup, indeed. It's really nice. It's just like a really nice standard dumpling. Like I didn't do anything crazy with it. I just used like a more or less traditional recipe. The only part where I Where I, went off route was that I had some miso because I thought it would be nice. But you just have a really nice dumpling. You probably know how this tastes, and it is very good. Like it's yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Not to kill the mood, but India has fired artillery at Pakistan has fired artillery at
Yeah,
India.
sorry about that. It's my fault. It's the dumplings.
The dumpling controversy is just so great.
Yeah.
You know what? Good for them.
Yeah. Shit, man.
Hey, welcome to modern times. Things happen.
I
They
love
don't stop
modern times.
happening.
I like
I love
Artillery,
impermanence.
artillery would low key be a good stripper name.
How many dollars are you giving to artillery? Like a $1 bill.
I mean,
a
what the
$5.
fuck would I be doing in a strip club?
Personally, I'm going to give artillery $36
Holy
million.
Why wouldn't you be in a strip club? Strip clubs are
Because it's
fun.
never funny.
They got good
Straight
food.
up jorking it.
Yeah, that is. I don't know what. Like, even if you had been horny before ever in your life, which obviously that's not me. I don't understand what the fuck the appeal of a strip club is, man.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Like,
It's a very strange. It's a very strange thing.
You know
Michael,
what?
I mean, I've been to strip clubs before, and it was mostly to like celebrate like somebody's birthday, and like it was fun. I mean, I guess it was fun. It was like a party atmosphere, but yeah, it's like I can understand going there for like special events, but to go there just like every fucking night, it's like
I understand conceptually what they're supposed to do, but that's not really what they do.
You know what's
not
worse?
to like sound autistic or something, but I feel like if I was at a strip club, I would be looking at my beer the entire time.
It just
wait. What do
they
you think they're
feel
supposed to do at a
sad.
strip club?
Huh?
No, you're like, no. I'm wondering because like one of
Yeah,
the
surely
like
you're
number.
supposed to be watching the ladies strip.
Yeah, you're supposed to be watching the ladies strip, and you don't touch them. That's like the one rule is you don't touch them.
Nobody was talking about touching.
I didn't say
Okay.
anything about touching them.
Okay, no. Burger said something about like what you're supposed to do, and I was like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to touch it. Like I didn't.
No one said anything of the sort.
You know what?
Okay.
You know what
Yeah,
I
you
think is like a more perverse place than a strip club? Like a worse place, honestly? Fucking
Your
Hooters.
house.
What?
I mean, I think my house is
Did you
in a way a
see-
strip club.
Did
But
you see the video of the Japanese people going to Hooters and doing like a review, like American YouTubers do like reviews of the maid cafes, and these Japanese YouTubers went to Hooters and went like, "This is an American style maid cafe."
That's
It was
I
really
mean,
funny.
I mean,
And
they're not wrong.
The
They're not
staff
wrong.
fucking loved them, man.
I mean,
They had a
seriously,
blast.
Yeah.
Hooters,
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
believe, is the product of a deeply sick society. Like, it's perversion where you don't even want to admit your own perversion. I'm doing a very Zizek thing right now.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. Hooters, no, I'm not doing it. But
Do the
Hooters
sniff.
is. I'm going to sniff. I'm going to do that. It's Hooters. Like, it is a society so deeply perverse, like that. Like, how do you even get to Hooters? Like, what level of like suppression of basic human emotions do you need to get you to consider Hooters like something acceptable, something normal, like a normal concept for a place? Like, yeah, you know, here's a restaurant. Well, all the ladies working there are here exclusively based on the size of their teeth.
Okay, I'm
It's the
gonna
same-
put something out there. I'm gonna put something out there.
Hold on. I have not
Yeah.
finished the concept. Like,
Okay.
yeah, no.
No,
Don't be confused. They are fully clothed. But
Yes.
you know, you are not supposed to acknowledge them. You are not supposed to acknowledge the titties. But they are there, passively in
It
the
does.
background.
It does kind of remind me of the Zizek bit. One of my favorite Zizek bits, where he talks about sex toys being more and more realistic, and has this sort of vision of the future where eventually stuff gets outsourced more and more in terms of intimacy, and eventually, like there's a sex bot for the guy and the sex bot for the woman, and you like do have the bots fuck each other while you sit in the other room and have a conversation.
Yes, I think Hooters is weird. I don't know if the food is good.
It's not. I've
I
been to
can,
Hooters before.
however,
It's
see
mediocre.
that exact thing. I can absolutely see queer people doing a thing like this as a concept for like not as like a restaurant, but as sort of like a party concept. And
So you're
Making-
endorsing femboy Hooters.
that is sort of thing. I feel, and that would be celebrated. And I'm not sure
You
if
know-
that's a double standard.
I honestly
So
think
you're
it is different. I genuinely think that.
Do you think
genuinely
because
think
it
that would
lacks
let me-
the
let me-
exploitative
let me-
capitalist undertones?
I mean, it would be.
I think it's just because you're
capitalist,
queer
but,
and
you know.
that's a perversion you support.
So what you're
Like-
telling me is that you endorse as like at a party where we eat buffalo wings off of the ass of a femboy. Or
Yes.
or
Yes, that's exactly what he was saying. I think we
okay.
can
I don't-
fairly summarize it
to
that
be-
way.
I personally also endorse Hooters, drag queen Hooters.
Oh, I'd be totally
Also
down
known
for
as
drag queen
Hooters?
Hooters.
Yeah.
Also, generally, I think at this point, Hooters should just turn into a strip club. That's also,
Well,
not even that.
when
Like,
you look at the history of Hooters, it was founded with like the intent of the male gaze. It's a very misogynistic concept, and it's always
Yeah.
been that way
In
since the
defense,
beginning.
in defense
that's why
of
I'm saying-
Hooters, what Gideon is suggesting is also targeting the male gaze.
I'm not sure that it necessarily targets the male gaze. It targets the queer gaze.
which
No.
is
See,
the male gaze.
what Burger wants is
you're missing the double entendre.
Oh,
Gaze
yes,
and
this
gaze.
is true. Yes. I no,
Thank
but I
you.
mean yes, but it is the kind of then we come like kind of to the point where we start arguing that like queer love is more pure and good than like straight love. And
What's interesting
that's not
about
really
what
a
I'm
very
advocating
comfortable
for-
concept to me.
Is that the woman only knows penetration
Yes, like
and not
yeah.
to penetrate.
That's
No,
why.
what I'm
actually-
advocating for is you have the femboy laid out on table, and you have all the chicken tenders on their chest and their belly, and you pick up the chicken tenders, and what you do is you dip it in the sauce that's been pooled in their crotch. Leo, when you close the legs up,
Must we?
and you make that like bowl in their crotch, and you fill that up with sauce.
Must we finish
eh,
this sentence? Is that-
You know what?
Can you
That
not
would be
be
a
pure?
more honest way of going to Hooters, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
By the way, I'm being informed there was like a Hooters airline that lasted how long?
I do know about this, yeah.
Yeah.
I got an
That
image of
lasted 3 years.
Burger
No,
King.
I'm reacting to Bebit's image of a burger inside a Hooters.
It's the obviously the reason that airline failed is because they only flew stealth planes to be in keeping with the theme of Hooters, which is of course owls. And stealth
Yeah.
planes are very expensive.
They actually only flew gliders.
Yeah.
Is that the theme, owls? Is that
Yeah,
what
have
we're
you
going
seen
for?
the Hooters
Yeah, what do you
logo?
think
It's
about
Yeah,
Let me-
but it's,
Yeah, it's an owl.
It's
yeah.
a
That's
fucking
that's the bit. The owl goes hoot,
let me fucking
and also
love
the titties
owls.
go
yeah,
hoot.
there it is.
Yeah.
This is the Hooters logo.
Apparently, the Hooters line did not last very long because, like, air stewardesses actually like do need to go through rigorous training.
Yeah.
Well, the problem was is that the problem with the airlines was that any like air stewardess was like, no, I'm not gonna dress up like that. I'm a professional.
Yeah,
So they
you
had to
find what
hire. So they had to hire extra people as wait staff to do
Yeah.
like the Hooter girl thing.
yeah,
Imagine
So they had extra staff.
imagine you have like you're like autistic and you're very into owls and you hear about like you want to go to you like theme restaurants are cool and you're like I would love to go to the owl
You think
themed-
it's like a rainforest
yeah,
cafe for owls?
yeah, it's like the
just
owl
for
themed
owls.
themed restaurant chain and it's just Hooters.
I also want to mention a clip. This is a complete aside to everything we've been talking about, but because we're talking about Hooters and owls or birds, this is somewhat sexual, but it reminds me of the Family Guy clip where Peter's watching a pheasant strip for him behind a pane of glass, and like the pheasant's like rubbing its chest up against the window. And then the pheasant like presses its butt against the window and pushes out egg that explodes. And Peter is just like going like, yeah. And then he turns to the camera and is like, this is no worse than anything you can see otherwise.
That's
But-
true, but you know.
But the thing was the discussion behind the video was the fact that the pheasant looked like a male pheasant. Like it had the green head and the brown body, which female pheasants do not have. So people were like, wait a minute, is that a trans pheasant? Is this trans representation?
I mean,
Because it's a male pheasant laying an egg.
It's,
Oh,
it's just
you
like,
know,
I-
I feel like we
they-
don't have the time to litigate this, and we need to move on to like the conclusion about the dumplings.
probably.
okay. I have
And
two
the
conclusions.
wheel.
I actually have three conclusions for you. First, Hooters should just go all in and let the titties free.
Yes.
They're going to do that. They usually should.
You have 2 minutes
Show the-
for the dumplings and the wheel.
Yes. Second, a true alpha male should take it
Oh my fucking
in the
god.
back. Okay? I have already said this in the server, but I have not said it on stream. You know? A good leader should know that should know how to do the job of those he leads. Therefore,
Yes.
yeah. And the dumplings, honestly, a straight D. A straight top tier, honestly. I'm really happy right now. And that's because of the dumplings. They were very good, honestly. It's
You're not happy
I
because
mean-
of the India-Pakistan war
I
that's happening?
believe. Yeah, I think that's
It's a
sort
big
of a
bonus.
plus because they were so good they started an international conflict. They're sort of like the Helen of Troy of the dumpling war.
Sorry, the second
You-
one,
I guess-
because as we
I
all
guess
know,
you could say your
New Zealand
dumplings-
attacked Spain. Like,
Yeah.
I guess you
3
could
weeks
say
ago.
And we
your
won!
dumplings are the bomb.
Yes. That was the gesture I wanted to do before when I said we won, but instead I do that.
So do we,
because-
Also,
do we
I
spin
wanted-
the
I
wheel?
wanted to-
We need to spin the wheel. We don't have
Fuck.
much time left.
Yeah,
Also,
sorry.
I-
Fuck.
yeah,
Let me
Yeah, we
just
gotta spin the
open
wheel.
spin.
30 seconds, Alex. Then the stream immediately stops.
Yes. The way that
Yeah,
it
stream cuts
always
off.
does, reliably.
Uh-huh,
Yeah,
on
cuts
time.
off. and we all
It's just
die
slightly
until
randomized,
the next-
so like we don't know exactly when it's going to stop, but you know, like there's always a
15
risk.
seconds.
Okay, spin the wheel.
We can't see the wheel. Oh, hang on. I have to look.
Fuck
Yes, we
me.
can.
I can see the
4
wheel.
seconds.
I thought it was like happening.
Grab
in-
Rangoon.
2 seconds.
Crab
Rangoon.
Rangoon.
And
Uh,
immediately the stream ends.
Incredible, incredible. Raised by humans.
Raised by wolves.
Raised by wolves.
Raised by wolves.
Okay, I spent the entire stream in my kitchen for the first time. I did not leave